Hi Gemini, this is Ariel, your tarot translator. Welcome to the channel. This is a collective Gemini love reading, so please take what resonates for you and leave whatever doesn't for someone else. I'm going to start off this reading right now with this really beautiful love oracle card deck, and we're just going to get one card for the overall energy of your reading. We'll come back to this card at the end and see how it comes together. What a beautiful card you guys got. Oh my gosh, I love that. All right, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. And with the eclipse affecting Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius the most right now, this is a really, really important time to do some deep reflection because there's just a lot of stuff that is shifting within us right now to set us up for, I'm a Gemini rising, so I say us, because I definitely have Gemini strongly in my chart. Let's get you a overall major arcana card, which again, I'm going to put here, and then we'll get you an angel card, an angel number card. Okay, that's too many, but we're gonna put them back in and see what comes out because we are not intending to take 5 cards. It's just, you're that powerful right now, Gemini. You're that powerful that the universe is like all 5 of these things at once. Interesting, because that was the very first one that jumped out, and this is Gemini energy. You've got the Empress, and that is such a beautiful card. Okay, so the Empress is like the highest queen in the tarot. There's 4 queen suits in the tarot, and the Gemini makes up all of them. It talks about giving birth to new ideas. It talks about stepping into your highest timeline, your highest frequency. It talks about like being extremely attractive, never being in a runner chaser energy, like just allowing whatever's for you to come to you, right? Trusting that intuition. The Empress, again, she's just the most powerful, the most beautiful that you can possibly be in the tarot. So she's the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups, all wrapped up into one beautiful divine energy. And this can also be considered the Emperor because there's no gender in tarot, but what a beautiful card to get. So let's just get you an angel card number right now, and these are just intended to be messages from the universe for you in this current moment to help you in your situation, not necessarily in your relationship, but it might be. Let's see what came out. You got the number 1515. The big break. Innovation, focus, creation, progress forward, movement, skills, and goals. An opportunity, help, extra cash, or other support is coming your way. So keep going and have fun when performing your task. The most tremendous success comes from passion. All the efforts will be rewarded. Big time. So that's a really, really powerful and beautiful message. It's very much a message of good luck and good fortune coming your way. And again, with these eclipse energies that have been going on, and if we're doing the shadow work of purging out things that are no longer serving us, Gemini is one of those signs that for sure right now is channeling a lot of prosperity, a lot of getting rid of the stagnation that has maybe been surrounding you because you're finally getting clear on what your passions are and then potentially moving forward with aligning with those passions in order to bring in prosperity for yourself. So it's funny, I've been wanting to start this YouTube channel for so long, and I just kept holding back, kept thinking when the timing's right, I'll know, I trust my intuition, I'll know when the timing's right. And as a Gemini rising, it was so interesting how right now felt like the right time. I mean, I've just gotten started here, and so far it has been going really well. I feel like if I had done it sooner, it wouldn't have been right, and if I had waited longer, I would have been procrastinating. So we're gonna jump in right now with 5 cards from this deck here. I'm being called to use it. It's a really, really beautiful deck. And this is going to give us just some ideas of general, what's going on. What's going on in your relationship, what's going on in your life in general, what messages do you need to hear from the universe in this moment in time. They're going to help you for your highest and best self. All right, one more shuffle here, and let's go ahead and see what we have. We have answer the call. Don't dim to fit in, boundaries, yes, and Imarama. So let me tell you what these cards mean. All right, to start off, we've got answer the call. These are so beautiful. What is your soul calling you to do? Answer the call. So again, we're talking about passion here. It's very much Empress energy. Something within you is saying, I have a gift. I have this ability to help others in a specific or certain way. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to like go on YouTube and start sharing yourself with the world, but maybe there's a community that you've been wanting to build or help or volunteer at. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And we so often do this when we are people who have that Empress energy. Our light tends to like activate other people's demons, so to speak. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And again, that really sort of piggybacks off of that other card. I'm trying to get it to focus in for you here. But boundaries, talking about where in your life are you currently sort of dimming your light because you don't want to outshine other people, and where are you allowing so many people to sort of access your energy, right? Because there are energy vampires in the world. And when you are a source of light, they come from everywhere and anywhere. Often I hear about people who say like, they're just randomly minding their own business at the grocery store and people will just come up and start talking to them. It's like there's something that happens when you've got a really profound light. People want access to it. Just say yes. We'll get some further clarification about what that's talking about. But this person is definitely tapping into their higher intuition. You can see there, she's just really, it's like three versions of the same woman, and she's definitely tapping into her higher light and her higher power. And it's saying, say yes to whatever that is. Answer the call and say yes. Okay, where are you being called to journey? Interesting. So again, this is very Empress energy. It's like follow, your higher self, follow the guidance, trust yourself, trust the universe is guiding you where you need to be, and stop having fear, stop allowing people who don't belong in your energy to sit around you because they can stagnate you, and move forward with whatever that feeling is that you have that you're meant to be doing. We can have corporate jobs, we can have jobs, in society. I was once a speech therapist. I still am an entrepreneur. I own a very successful makeup and hair company that works all over, but I'm being called to do this. And it's a reminder to me to just express to you, like, don't box yourself in. You can be a jack of all trades and a master of one at a time, right? Because there's a jack of all trades and a master of none. And there's a jack of all trades and a master of one at a time. You can have it all, just not all at the same time. So what tends to happen for a lot of people is they get this higher calling. For me, at one point, it was, I had finished school, I'd become a speech therapist, and I just felt like I wasn't fulfilled in that line of work. And as much as everybody told me that I was going to be really unsuccessful and, not make as much money, et cetera, all the reasons that people give you fear to not follow your dreams and follow sort of the social norms, I rejected, and I went forward, and I'm really happy that I did that because it was incredibly successful. And then everyone told me when I moved to where I live now, that I should continue that business, expand it, and grow it. And I just said, you know what? I got a lot of things going on in my life right now, and makeup is no longer the thing that is like calling my soul to do at its highest level. And so I still do it, but this became something, and this felt really uncomfortable for me to put myself out there as a tarot card reader, even though it's something that I've known and loved since I was a teenager. I hid it from a lot of people because I didn't want to feel weird. And I dimmed my light. I dimmed my abilities because out of fear of what people would think and say. And I'm really glad that I eventually surpassed that insecurity and that I'm here in front of you now. So your next cards to come up are courage, relationship under don't dim your light, friendship under boundaries, self-esteem under yes, and pride under where are you being called to journey. Okay, so those messages for me are resonating as, again, courage to answer the call. I just gave you the story about how uncomfortable it was for me to put myself out here and start talking to people about tarot. And I answered the call because I felt like my higher self was telling me this is something that I am absolutely meant to do. I was meant to help people in this way, and so I'm going to throw myself out here and do it. Relationships, I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Don't dim your light to fit in. So that's talking very clearly to me about, like, you know, we've got to have some really strong boundaries and intuition when it comes to who we allow to meddle in our energy, because if it's the wrong people, it can often lead to relationships that are not fulfilling. Friendship is under boundaries. So this is another type of relationship, right? Relationships can be platonic or they can be romantic, but maybe there are a lot of friendships that seem like friendships because they're superficially friendships. So they're people that like to party a lot. They're people that like to, sort of distract you from your higher calling. They're people who are put into your world as tests to see if they are really truly there for the long run, or if they're just there temporarily to teach you a lesson for right now. Under friendship, it says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So not always forever, but definitely always for a reason. Under self-esteem, it says yes, okay? And self-esteem says, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So again, I'm getting very much this like feeling that you've got some sort of gift that you're meant to share with other people. And it's a reminder from the universe that you need to answer your higher calling with that. You need to get rid of those insecurities and work on your self-esteem to know that if this is really meant for you, whatever that gift might be, wherever it is that you feel called to volunteer, wherever it is that you feel called to help others grow, that yes, if your intuition is telling you that you're meant to do that, it's because you really truly are. Then where are you being called to journey to? And pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So that talks about, you know, your journey being somewhere where you are, putting aside pride, putting aside that insecurity again, and saying, I know that I'm meant to be here. I belong here because I have gifts that are meant to serve the people in this community. We're going to jump in now with the tarot and see what's going on in life, just in general with you. What's going on in your relationships. In the past here, we have the Six of Wands. We have Sacrifice, which is the Hanged Man. These are double-sided cards, are absolutely beautiful. And I'll show them to you more in a moment. We've got Healing here in the past. In the current energy, we have the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Lovers. That's in the current energy right now. It says Soulmates and the Lovers. In the future coming energies here, we have the Seven of Wands. We have the Four of Wands, a lot of fire energy here. And we have the Four of Cups. Okay, I'm going to clarify each of these, and then I'm going to tell you what I see is going on. So, in the recent past, we have a relationship here where, okay, perhaps there wasn't as much reciprocity as you would have hoped, right? Maybe you felt like there was some unfairness in the give and take of the relationship. Six of Cups. So somebody from your past that you were really trying to reconcile with, somehow, I mean, you were extremely attracted to this person with the Ace of Wands there, but there was a sacrifice, Hanged Man. Looking back on it, although there's healing that happened through that relationship, it did ultimately require, yes, a lot of Four of Wands energy healing. So something here in the past happened where you were really attracted to somebody. Maybe you reconciled with them more than one time. Maybe there wasn't some sort of equal give and take, but it ultimately led to you finding that passion. They taught you something that really led you to find this passion that you are now being called to pursue. Let me see here. And you know, it's very much talking about like how you've done a lot of self-reflection, or in the past you were very much in a mode of self-reflection upon everything that was going on. It wasn't just happening to you, you saw that it was happening for you. The Three of Pentacles to the Knight of Swords. So we've got Eight of Wands to Infinite Paths, the Sun, Soulmates to Eight of Cups. Okay, so in the current energy right now, we have you working really hard with somebody or alongside somebody, or trying to anyway, and yet the Knight of Swords, this person heavily pursued you, or you heavily pursued them, and you were pretty persistent, or they were pretty persistent, 8 of Wands, in communication with each other, because ultimately you felt like that was going to lead you to the Sun. And yet we have here, right, to clarify the soulmates, which is the Lover's card in this deck, we have the 8 of Cups, which talks about disappointment in love. So in the current energy, it's a sort of feeling of like, I really thought that this person was my person, and maybe it still is your person, but there's something about what's going on in the current energy with this person that makes you feel 8 of Cups, not completely satisfied, one or both of you. And in the coming energies, you've got the 7 of Wands, which talks about protecting your energy, the 4 of Wands, which talks about, celebrations, it can talk about living with somebody, it can talk about deep commitment, but then we have it followed by the 4 of Cups, which does not talk about like happy, long-lasting things. It's sort of the opposite of the 4 of Wands in a way, followed by the Strength, the Tower, and the High Priestess. Okay, so that gives me a clearer picture here. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Wands. So this person is extremely attracted to you, and you definitely, one or both of you, felt like this was a soulmate connection, yet after a lot of time trying your best, putting forth a lot of strength and effort, you ultimately felt like you need to guard your energy from this person, because maybe you all moved in together and, then a tower hit. So a tower hit that foundation, and a tower is often depicted as sort of shaking up a home, right? So, or an institution. Maybe this isn't about love, and this is about a place that you worked where you weren't feeling valued, but it could also be about love. But there was something that left you feeling in 4 of Cups energy, which is sort of just disappointed. And ultimately, the High Priestess, which talks about your intuition, is telling you that this feeling of sort of like inadequacy, or like just general feelings of not being satisfied in this relationship are still very present for you. In what you don't see coming, let's see, what don't you see coming when this comes to this relationship? In what you don't see coming, you've got the Queen of Wands again pops out. So you're very attractive right now. In addition to being that overall Empress energy that we got here in the very beginning, who's again, she's all 4 queens in one. You're representing very much as Queen of Wands energy. So what you don't see coming, I believe, is that there's going to be a lot of people that are coming into your energy. Maybe a lot of suitors that are coming into your energy here in the near future. And you're being reminded, like, you don't need to dim your light for any of these relationships, because you've increased your self-esteem, and you know that you've got a higher calling to do something much more important than entertain people who ask you to dim your light in order for them to feel comfortable. In your challenge at the moment, we've got the Knight of Wands. So, okay. In your challenge, very much what I just said, there's a lot of Knight of Wands energy coming towards you, okay? Because you're an extremely attractive Queen of Wands right now. The Knight of Wands is often very disliked in the tarot because he's sort of the playboy of the tarot. He's here for a short time, not a long time. He's here for a good time, not a long time. And he will say and do just about anything to make you feel like you can lower your boundaries because you can trust him. But then just as soon as you do that, he either gets bored with the situation because he's gotten what he wanted, or he just moves along. He's a very fast-moving knight, that Knight of Wands, and he's a very passionate knight. So let's take a look at the outcome here. What's the outcome for Gemini? 5 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Swords. Okay, so what I see coming here is definitely a feeling of, if this person, this Knight of Wands energy doesn't back off, there's going to be some arguments, right? There's going to be some battling there verbally with that person, because you're being encouraged to mind your own business. 8 of Pentacles, focus on your work, focus on yourself, focus on that. Empress energy. The Empress does not entertain fools. She does not entertain Knight of Wands. The only person the Empress entertains is the Emperor. Nobody else is good enough for the Empress. She knows that, and it's encouraging you, reminding you that that's how high frequency you are. Because the days of you being in this 10 of Wands energy where it's just like, it's exhausting, it's frustrating, it's not fulfilling, it's feeling really heavy. If that continues to happen, you're repeating cycles. And a lot of the times we talk about how we can find ourselves, being male or female, getting into relationships with people where it's like the same person, just in a different meat suit. And that's something to really be mindful of, because Queen of Cups, so you've got a lot of love to give. You're a very, very loving Empress energy, nurturing person. And the 10 of Pentacles is out there for you. That's like everything, right? That's the house, the home, the warmth in the home, the kids, the blended family, the cats, the dogs, whatever you see as like your ideal, 3D level of happiness. It's saying that you can obtain that as long as you use your discernment to sort of cut out Queen of Swords energy, the people that do not belong in your energy. So you need to learn to say yes to what's right for you and no to what's no longer serving you. So this feels like I'm tapping into a collective of Geminis right now that aren't in a deep-rooted relationship. They are in what you might call like a situationship, where they're trying to, it's either just recently ended or it's like on its way out, and that you're being called to, take a moment to not jump right in with these Knight of Wands that are going to be surrounding you. You're going to have a lot of options coming in, and it's going to be really tempting to sort of like get over that person by hanging out with other options. But it's telling you that you've got a higher calling here that you really need to be focused more on, 8 of Pentacles energy, and that you need to be really mindful of who is coming and trying to step into your energy, because your energy is not meant for everyone. It's precious, it's divine, it's Empress level. And let's just read this card one more time. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay, and this is a woman who is deeply contemplating. Her third eye chakra is open there, and she's just sort of contemplating, what does she really want and need? She's taking some time to really purge what no longer serves her and decide like what's her next move. So this is what I've gathered for you, Gemini. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. Please like, share, and subscribe. If it's not your story, but it feels like it's somebody else's that you know, please share it with them. It always helps for me to tap into your energy if you leave a comment, so you can just let me know if you like the style of reading, or if you think the cards are beautiful, or let me know where you're tuning in from, so that I can really tap into the collective energies more easily, because as a reader, that's how that works. So I really appreciate you taking some time to spend with me here. I am your tarot translator, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.